Hey, what up, fam? This is Austin, Two Messengers Ministries. I'm going for a walk outside of a park. There's a river there. Right there. It's really cold, so I'm just gonna walk over here to this little cove place where the wind probably won't be as strong. Because science. If I were to ask you, how close are you with Jesus? How would you answer? Just take a second and think about how you'd answer that question. I'm going to put it on the screen. Just actually please consider it and just think about how you'd answer that question. So I got to my spot. Check this out. This is nice. I came from up there. There's like a little stairway behind me, like right up here, or whatever. No, it's behind me. See, right there. But I'm telling you. Okay, so many of us, so many people, so many Christians ride the fence, and they're not all in. Okay, I like this. So like this side is like the non-believers. I don't even believe in God. And then in the water right there in that river, that's the lukewarm. That's what it's called in Francis Chan's, and I got this from Francis Chan's book, Crazy Love. It's a really good book. Check it out. But anyways, in the water, those people are, that's like the people that are riding the fence and aren't all in. And then the people on that side of the water, way over there, those people that are all in. Those are the people like the radicals, the missionaries, people that are just on fire for God and they're always trying to do stuff. I'm saying it's not all about what you do. It's not all about what you're doing. It's not all about the things you do and the name for yourself you make or anything like that. It's where your heart is. And guys, the first and greatest commandment, the one that the Pharisees actually asked Jesus which of the commandments is the best one. And Jesus said the first and greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind. All of it. Not keeping God restricted to Sundays or youth events or this and that, but it's every day and everything you have and just loving God and just radical Christians, those ones that are on fire for God, that just love God, those are the only ones. Those are the only Christians. Like, those are the only true ones, right? I'm not talking about the missionaries, the people that are doing stuff. I'm setting aside and throwing aside the stuff they do, the stuff those people do on that side. I'm throwing away the stuff they do. But I'm talking about where their heart is and how close they are with God and the things they do, staying in His Word and praying and just loving Him and just being at peace with Him and just getting closer to Him and growing with their relationship with God and having faith, trusting Him. I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about the stuff you do or the stuff you don't do. I'm talking about where your heart is. If you're just going through the motions and you don't actually know God and you don't really love Him and maybe you just see Him as Santa Claus, just requesting things from Him. Guys, when you pray, do you pray so that you can talk to God and just be in His peace and be with Him? Or do you pray to ask Him for stuff? Guys, we need to stop being lukewarm. We need to stop being halfway in. We need to stop being in the water. We need to swim to that side and just be all in. Guys, I want to challenge you. The next time you go to church or next time you do anything of that nature, try to grow from it. Try to take something out of it and try to make a change in your heart from what you learned. For instance, today's Monday. Yeah. When I was reading the book Crazy Love by Francis Chan earlier, I read about something that was really, really awesome, and I'm just super excited about it, to be honest. I'm pretty excited. But anyways, I read about keeping that the big Christians that you think of, like Abraham, Moses, whatever, the big Christians, Billy Graham, whatever, they all they had their minds set on things to come, on the life to come, on heaven and on God, living with Him in heaven. And they had their minds set on that, and they thought about that other than not worldly things and concentrating on worldly things, but on the life to come, and it motivated their actions. And I was like, wow, I don't do that enough. I need to focus more on heaven and on the life to come, Because that'll really drive me and fuel me to realize that it doesn't matter the stuff here. What matters is that life to come. What matters is heaven. And that just fuels me more. Like when I'm thinking about doing things, I might bring attention to myself. And I'm talking to people and I don't want to do it because I'll make them uncomfortable or whatever. I need to focus on that life to come and be like, that doesn't matter. God's calling me to this, I'm going to do it. James 1:22 says this, going back to, I want you guys to try to grow from the church and jump into your word, read the Bible and pray. But I want to challenge you guys to pray. I want to challenge you guys to, whenever you go to church or whenever you do anything of that nature again, follow what James 1:22 says. James 1:22 says, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. And that's not talking about the rules. Okay, God calls us through his word to love him with all of our heart and all our soul and all our strength, and to love others as ourselves. And there's no links to how much you can love someone, what you do for him, and stuff like that, out of love. God calls us to these things, guys. You can't pick and choose. It's all of it. It's all of the Bible, guys. It's all of it. It's all of what God wants. It's all of your heart. It is all of your heart. And guys, when we get on that side of the water, God can use us to change the world. Now I'm going to go for a swim.